Hello everybody, Celeste here from a cold and very wintry morning in South Africa. So as usual, these videos are not always addressing just the pretty things. It's often, and my intention is also for it to sometimes address the things that really, really matter. Um, as is very, very evident on all social media, all discussions, there is a lot of pain and a lot of anger and a lot of ways that these things are being expressed right at the minute. So I always have this thing that when we reveal things, we heal things. Now, what is being revealed is not necessarily in terms of violence, racism, gender-based violence, all of these things that's coming up is things we know, but things that are really coming to the fore right now. We have known about them, but it's being revealed almost in a way that it's now very much um, urgent, and it's like everything. The focus changes to where the most pain is. Focus always, because what happens is, if you look back over in history, even a few months ago, the focus was very much on the virus. The virus was the enemy. And as the lockdown happened, people started focusing on how can we stay safe, how can we be together. So that was the prevalent thing. And then the focus and the energy, because it's always a collective energy. It's different things that cause this, but it always means that when the layers are peeled, when the energy is focused on something, it's like a focus point. It actually reveals more and more and more of the layers underneath, of the pain and of perhaps the issues and the patterns that they're not all contributing, but they're all part of this bigger picture of pain, of fear, of the enemy. And what is happening right now is no different. The enemy has just changed focus from being very much focused on a virus to very much focused on violence and injustices. Now, both of them are necessary to focus on. Whether you agree, and this is not about my personal opinion about the virus or about the violence, it is the pattern, because I always say it's never about the issue. It's never about the issue of a virus or a pandemic or a lockdown or the government. It's always the pattern. And when the pattern gets looked at, there's often a lot of pain and underlying factors that are revealed. So right now the focus is very much on the injustices. And there are a lot of warriors out there, a lot of people speaking up, and a lot of people also feeling that if this issue is addressed, this type of violence, why is that kind of violence not addressed? Why are they not speaking to this? Now, remember, it's all about the collective pain. And yes, there may be seeming injustices that one, because it's this thing, everybody matters. And there's a lot of arguments about what's happened in the past. Please remember that all of this is a symptom of injustices, and it's just a matter of the focus is on particular aspects, and it will change to another aspect. So there's always the warriors, which are very necessary, people who speak up for a particular cause, the activists, the people who feel strongly, very passionate about a particular injustice, a particular focus point, which is what we need. But this video more speaks to, and for some of this may be very apply very much of where they find themselves as the glue across all of these things that are happening, all of the pain, all of the hurt, all of the anger, almost like, and those are the real light bringers, the anchors, call it the glue, the thread that runs through all of this and anchors and stabilizes gets it back to a neutral phase, and then the injustice happens, or the injustices come to the fore. There's focus point on it. Sometimes it's addressed, sometimes it's just scratched to the surface, and the awareness is that this needs to happen. But if you're one of the people or one of those that are anchoring, that are the glue, that are really providing, call it a safe haven, call it the connection, the anchoring of love, for lack of a better word. It is really love. It is universal love. You have a very important job, and perhaps it would be wise not to be too derailed around the individual aspects. All of those individual aspects will need attention, and there are a lot of warriors, good warriors, that are doing those kind of jobs, that are speaking up for the individual issues, people that have a passion, have vested interest, perhaps even have experienced that, people who are called to do this. And remember, even for the light bringers, we sometimes and oftentimes have to step up for a particular cause, have to voice, have to speak our truth. I'm very strong on that. But a lot of your focus and very much your job will be to anchor the light, to anchor love through all of this, to weave that golden thread, to be the glue that holds people together, regardless of what focus point is arising, regardless of what the particular issue is that is needing attention right there and then. So we all are in this together, and we're all necessary. And it's also not helping very much if one of us, if we say, for instance, we anchor and we're the glue, make the other side wrong for doing and acting and perhaps even speaking up in a way that you don't agree with. Similarly to the others, if you're an activist and you're on the front line of this issue, it may not be helpful to perhaps make people out that are not on the front line as passive. Remember, we all are doing our best, and we have different roles in this, and this is how we evolve. If we start making one aspect wrong, then we just buy into further division and further duality and separation. So this message is really for, especially if you're one of the light bringers in the glue, is to keep on bringing that in. And to not necessarily be derailed. Know that there are people who are doing fantastic jobs. Trust them. Speak up if you need to, but know that there's a different, you're in a different role really. You're part of the picture, but you just have a particular different task that is most helpful for the evolution of the planet and the consciousness of everybody concerned. So that's really just what I wanted to share with you today. I'm going to speak more on this topic because it is really very prevalent, and there's a lot of misunderstanding and wounds that need to be healed. And as always, it starts within. So I hope you have a very snug rest of the day and week, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.